Welcome in. Montez in the building. Montez, Nature Netaroo, Kentucky. We're back in nature. We're resetting the nervous system. I'm happy to talk to you guys. I love sitting down and talking to the camera. So without further ado, let's get into whatever the hell topic is for today, right? Man, let's look at the church. Look at the Catholic Church. Just look at the way it's set up. Does it not look like an occult to you guys, or a cult? Modern day terms, cult. Like there is quite literally a hierarchy in the church for who is, I guess the word would be like, who is of highest religious power, who is the most holy. Is that not a cult? I mean, the other day, my own mother, she said, the Pope is the closest thing we have to God. The closest thing we have to God. And I think a lot of my other side of the family would say the same thing. They see the Pope as the closest thing we have to God. Is that true? Well, the problem is the biggest question they ask is, does God exist? As if God is some sort of entity inside of what we are living in. When the biggest trick of all, the biggest illusion of all, is that creation, or God, is all of us. It is nature. It is the air, the ether in front of you. It is you and I. There is no separation. Does God exist? They see God as an entity, creating separation. You and so-called God are different. But for most people, when they say God, and they don't question anything, they're just using the blanket term God, which is most religious people. It is govern, ordinance, and decree. Just think about it. You are submitting to the belief structure. You are submitting to the fear. You are submitting to the anxiety, the worry, the fear. That is the emotion the Bible imposes or inflicts on you. Does that make sense? When you read any of the Old Testament, most of the Old Testament is all sacrifices, fear, blood, God punishing people left and right. And in the New Testament, there's a lot of fear too, but it's clearly not the same God. Which is why I have a lot of problems, so-called problems with the Bible. Because all it like it's like insight here, clearly truth here, but then a sentence here doesn't even make sense, talking about like 40 children were punished for something, for just being born somewhere. Or 2 bears just completely mauling like 20 people. That God, I guess, just summoned on some random ass people. But like, you see what I'm saying? A lot of it is just fear-based. The whole Catholic Church, if you ever get into one of those masses, it is just sadness. It is fear. It is like overwhelming pity and uncertainty and anxiety, which is all fear. They just scream. They're like, it's faith, it's faith, it's faith. Is it? Or is it just faith masked as fear? Because your faith is uncertainty, and uncertainty is fear. You have to be okay with being uncertain. There was wisdom in uncertainty. I want you to think about your entire life. If you could put it into a synopsis, you never knew what was coming next, but you were always okay, right? Your energy cannot conflict with nature. Nature flows effortlessly. It doesn't question what's next. It just grows. That's the same way you work. Stop questioning what's next. Just live present and watch your life just start flowing through you. Like you'll unlock your soul. You'll unlock your identity. You'll unlock who you actually are. Just from not having these bridges or these walls around how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to believe, how you're supposed to see things. There is wisdom in uncertainty. There is wisdom. There is freedom in just allowing. Does that make sense? The next time you go to church, if you do go to church, just really look at everything they do. Look at what they say. Listen to every word. See it from an occult point of view if you can. See it from a ritualistic point of view if you can. Listen to what they are saying to you. It is all witchcraft. It is all spellcraft. Literally back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like the 1800s, maybe even early 1900s, because I think they were really on to something here. In these, I guess, Catholic masses, because they were probably, it was original Christianity, or early Christianity. Most of it was all occult practices anyways. They would waft marijuana in the air. So you would get some sort of stimulation, some sort of spiritual experience from this, and all of a sudden you are going to listen to what they say. I think that is how they got these great awakenings throughout the United States. Pope Gregory converted he converted satanic temples into Christian churches. He converted satanic holidays into Christian holidays. Pope Gregory of the Vatican. And in the Vatican, I don't know if you know this, but in the center of the Vatican, they have a closed pineal gland. A closed pineal gland. Your pineal gland is quite literally your connection to God, to the Father, to intelligence, right? Right in here, your third eye. They have a closed one. A closed cone, pineal gland, from the top, in the center of the Vatican. If you do not think they don't know everything, or they are the key to power in this external reality, I don't know what you think is. The Pope is God on the planet. They are scrambling everybody. They are hiding you from your truest self. They are keeping you from looking within. The church, specifically the Catholic Church, because they were really, I think, the origin of this all. I mean, when you go up to receive the bread and wine, they call it flesh and blood. Flesh and blood. That's some draconian stuff right there. That's some Dracula stuff. Some vampire stuff. Because at the top, we know that they're cannibals, right? The flesh and blood of so-called Christ. You are Christ. You are the creator in this reality. Regular humans like you and I, people of God, right? Of intelligence. We cannot eat human flesh without our own blood like curdling up, without it causing an imbalance in your own body, and you having like a heart attack or some sort of malfunction, right? We can't eat flesh and blood. I mean, especially from humans. That's just common sense. But they can. It's in the ritual. If you just look at the Catholic Church and the Catholic masses from a bird's eye view, from an outsider view, be like, that is a ritual. That is a practice. Those are the temples that the good people or the prophets in the Old Testament were tearing down. And in the New Testament. That is what so-called Jesus, Yeshua, that's what he was breaking down, the temples. Pope Gregory changed satanic temples to Christian churches. Jesus was breaking down temples. It's false idolatry. What is idolatry? The worshiping of symbols. The worshiping of objects. It says it in the Bible. I can even pop it up if I feel like it. Or just look it up. It's everywhere. It was forbidden. It keeps your mind in a box when you worship an object. When you go to church, could you curse at the cross? No, because you believe it's God. You see the problem? People literally think the cross is God. They think it's their connection to God. When the cross does nothing but keep your mind in a box. It's the same thing when the people go to the Kaaba, the Islamic people. They're worshiping a box, a black box. Excuse my language. You not see how that's flawed. You not see how that's hindering your capabilities. It's hindering how expansive your mind is. But I mean, the Christian church is just like, give your life to your Lord and Savior. Give your life to your Lord. Because you are a slave to Jesus Christ. You must confess that He is your Savior. Why do I have to say Jesus Christ is my Savior. Jesus, anointed one. His name wasn't Jesus. J was never in the alphabet. Because Isis sounds like, or Isis, Jesus, Isis is Isis. Jesus is Zeus. Because who's Jesus? I don't know who Jesus is. And Yeshua never said, worship me. His encompassing message was the temple of God is within you. Is he lying? No. You don't have to believe me. I just want you to open up your mind. Open up to, what this reality really is. What this game really is. Find your true self. Find your soul. Unlock it. Unlock it. Look within. Do some deep work. Get back in nature. Get back in meditation. Be still with your thoughts. Observe them. There's no wrong way to do this. At all. No wrong way. But without me rambling on any further, I really love you guys. Keep tuning in. I want to keep doing these because I love making these. I can ramble on forever. But regardless, I love you guys. Keep tuning in. And peace and love to you.